Yeah, she flies all right, but whoa!
This video is sponsored by PCBWay. At the end of the video, I'll show you just how easy it was to use PCBWay's rapid prototyping service to order parts for this project.
Whoa! Ooh, that's pretty quiet. That's pretty quiet.
Hey everybody, welcome back to RC with Adam. My name is Adam. I'm so glad you could be here with me today. You pretty much saw all of the best parts as usual. Bottom line up front, these propellers exploded, so that's going to happen. And toroidal propellers, in case you don't know, they have swept the drone world by storm, or at least that's what it would seem like if you were watching the YouTube videos over the last year, or I guess 2 years or so. The idea with toroidal propellers is essentially that they have this funny shape that is supposed to be potentially more efficient and potentially quieter. But that's going to depend on a lot of different factors. But then people in the 3D printing and drone community, because there's a lot of overlap there, started designing their own versions of the toroidal propellers and 3D printing them as well. So I said, hey, this is a perfect project to do with PCBWay and have them resin print some of these propellers to test out. The propeller design that I used is this one right here. I did not design it. So you can, if you're interested, you can get this same design as well. From printables and other places like that. So join me. We're going to have fun. If you like this kind of thing, I'm going to show you the process of kind of unpacking and attaching the propellers and then testing them. And then at the end of the video, I'll show you how to order them from PCBWay if you're interested in doing that. Let's get going.
Have this guy, this guy. Okay, so that looks like some good packaging actually. All right, let's see how this turned out. Ooh, okay. Look at that. It looks awesome, for sure. It's very, I don't know, it seems pretty fragile. It gets very thin right here. This one was packaged similarly to this one. Let's see, we're getting, so this one's pretty good. Counterclockwise is stronger. That's better actually. The Somos Evolve, and then the standard white, the UTR 8360, that is much more flexible. So I suspect these ones will break. I suspect the counterclockwise ones might actually work. Let's get these props on here. Look at that. Wow. Just for funsies, let's go ahead and weigh these. Stronger material, 5 grams and 4 grams. Okay, so a little bit lighter. That looks cool. It always looks awesome. These toroidal propellers always look so cool. And that's probably one of the best things about them. And in case you didn't notice, we are spinning props out, which means they're going to spin kind of out towards the front and then out towards the back. And so that's why we have them in this orientation. Oh, that does look so cool. It looks so futuristic. Like we're in the future now. Let's go. All right, first up is a hover test with the 5-inch toroidal propellers. We're going to use a 4-cell battery because it's a little bit lighter and I'm concerned about spinning the propellers too quickly. I've got the mic here, so maybe you can't hear me super well, but I have it attached to my hat pointing away from me, so that way I can stand over there and get an idea for how loud this is. So I'm probably about 10 feet away. Let's give this a try. Whoa. 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 Okay, so it's very quiet, and it will hover, but there are certain ranges where it does not like it at all, and it acts like a spaghetti propeller. Whoa. It sounds great, honestly. Now we're running pretty light here. We don't have a heavy payload or anything, so I'm not sure if it's going to be much quieter. But I'll just remember where I'm standing, and we'll put my standard propellers on here to kind of test the difference. That's so interesting. That's so interesting. It's like it needs to have that centrifugal force acting on the propeller to like straighten it out, kind of strengthen it. So interesting. Okay, now we have the regular propellers that I would normally have on here. These are Ethix S5s, and ooh, that's pretty quiet. Take it back towards the camera. Whoa there, not that close. Okay, well, I guess it turns out if you just have a really lightweight quadcopter, that's really the best way to make it quiet, because the less weight there is, the less air that needs to be moved in the opposite direction, which means the motors need to spin less quickly and the propellers need to not cut up as much air, and everything's quieter. So there you go. We're going to get the same setup, same battery, 4-cell battery, toroidal props. I've tightened them a little bit, and we're going to try and do some slow motion. Oh boy, so this is intriguing here. So I was hoping it wouldn't explode yet. So apparently if you keep it in that throttle range that it really doesn't like, it will explode because it just gets too much vibration, and I guess it just weakens the print and it explodes. So here's how this one turned out. We've got a little bit left attached to here. The hub was intact, of course. That was the best spot, or that's the strongest spot. And each blade is going to be sheared off on this hub. This one has quite a bit of this part left over, and then these two exploded. And I think what happened was this one probably exploded and then got flung into this one, and they both blew up. Yeah, I wanted to get the camera a little closer and try and get some shots of that when it goes into the vibration. It's very interesting though. There's definitely a range for these weaker propellers that they do not like. So it's pretty safe to say that this would not have lasted for, full acrobatic flight, or even just any kind of moderate flight, or especially if I had to have a camera or a heavier battery. We got some pieces over here. I got some pieces here. Check that out. There's a piece got stuck in a leaf.
like that, like a claw. Oh my gosh, yeah, that's not great. Wow. Yeah, these things are like, check it out. You can use them like little claws for things when they break. Yeah, that's super useful. So here are the pieces. We have a couple large pieces that are shaped like that, and then so 2 of those, and then the rest are just individual blades. So really, for what it is, I'm pretty surprised that it was able to fly at all, because I thought these propellers would just be too floppy and too thin to actually fly. But that's pretty neat. I'll need to try 3D printing my own and see if those will fly, or I'll just buy some injection molded ones. Although I don't think you can buy injection molded sort of like tri-blade toroidal. I think there's only the dual or the donut ones.
Oh, look at that. Now this might actually work. This looks like it could work, and because it's very small. It looks really heavy for a little tiny prop, but we'll see about that. And this is the 2-inch size propeller, so it is quite flexible. So that's probably bad, but this is so small that I think it'll be okay. We're gonna put them on this little guy right here. This is the Axis Flying C20 with a few custom modifications to it. Right now I have these Emax Avan. To note before we forget, we are spinning props out on this drone as well. I have that. That's pretty much how all of my drones are set up, to be spinning props out. These ones are attached with 2 little screws that go through the props and into the motor. So we're gonna need to take all of these out. And it is a little annoying having to take out so many screws, but that is part of what keeps it very lightweight and low profile. Oh no. Oh no. Look at that. And all the other ones just fell off. But look at that right there. There's a tiny amount that just touches that little piece of foam tape. Sweet! All right, there we go. We've got these super sweet.
Time to test hover this little teeny tiny. That doesn't sound good. That's not great. Oh, I'm hitting the fan. There's nothing I can do about that. We're just gonna have to hope that it works. Still pretty loud, honestly. This is probably louder. I'm gonna bring it towards me a few feet away. Yeah, she flies all right, but whoa! Whoa! Oh my gosh! Okay, little too much throttle pump in there. Holy smokes! Look at that. All blades gone. They just all went at the same time. Dang, I thought this would actually work better because it was like shorter blades and a little sturdier, but apparently not. Apparently because it's spinning so fast, that's the big issue, because you got these tiny little propellers and you spin really, really, really fast. Wowzers, look at that. And this was a 3-cell 650 pack on here, and just a little bit of throttle pump and things just exploded. So toroidal props, they will work, but
maybe not the best for teeny tiny, fast spinning motors. We have the regular Emax Avan propellers on here. Same battery, 3-cell, 650. Oh wow, that's way quieter. Yeah, that is way quieter. Yep. Honestly, it kind of doesn't feel as stable in some ways. Feels like there's a really small hover spot, like hover throttle range, where it will actually hover. I may need to get in here and tweak this a little bit. If you have used toroidal propellers before, let me know what your thoughts are. Do you think that they are quieter? Are they more durable? Is there any advantage? Are they more efficient? Or is it just kind of hype or potential at this point? And we haven't really figured out, you know, how to get the most out of a toroidal propeller shape. Toroidal. I sound so Australian when I say that. Toroidal. Everybody sounds Australian. A toroidal shape. Okay. I think that's going to do it for now. Drones are cool. Drones are fun. 3D printing is awesome. Thanks for watching, everybody. Go out there, get out there, do stuff, create stuff, and I will see you again very soon.
And here we are on PCBWay.com. We're going to do some 3D printing today. So let's click on the CNC 3D printing tab. Go down to 3D printing, and we got on this page right here, and you can see it says select CAD files. So in this case, we have some STL files for our toroidal propellers that we're doing. Let's just go with the 5-inch counterclockwise one. And the quantity we want, let's just go for 2. Let's go for 2. I think 2 should work. Hopefully these won't break instantly, but design units is in millimeters. And so now the material, what kind of material do we want to use? Well, I'm thinking resin, but let's just take a look here. So we have nylon. So my thinking is, like, I would almost consider polycarbonate, but I want to make sure it's very smooth. So let's see here. Kind of gives a description. Polycarbonate. So I think this is, they're doing FDM printing with these other ones. And I want the resin, I think, because it's so smooth. I think that's what we're EWR. Oh, transparent would be really cool, but honestly, it would just be kind of hard to see. That's kind of cool. It's like green. High smoothness, stable performance, wide application. Somos Lido. I have finally decided we're going to go with the Somos Evolve 128. Now we've chosen the material, we can go down the rest of these options here. No technical drawings, no tapped threads or holes, no inserts, no part marking, no part assembly. And we're going to go ahead and check the wall thickness risk taken and non-standard print threads risk taken, even though we don't have threads. But that way, they'll just go ahead and print it with the understanding that there's a possibility that if there is a really thin wall, that it might not print well or could break off or something. But since this design was made for 3D printing, I don't think that will be an issue. Product description, I guess it would be the other category. Let's add our next file. Okay, and we're just going to do the same selection for all the rest of the propellers. And that is going to do it. So we have, I think just 2. Yeah, just 2 of everything right now. And you see the Somos Evolve 128 material, that's $24.89 for just 2 of them. So that material is really going to take the price up here. But as it is, we're looking at $39.83 is the estimated amount that they give us. So let's go ahead and submit request. Okay, and we'll say agree. We don't have any of those. Okay, and if you're not logged in, it's going to ask you to log in and or sign up. I'm already logged in, so it just took me to my product orders page here. So you see we have our 4 orders right here, and the little blue dot says being reviewed. So these are under review right now. They're going to get back to me probably via email and say, hey, we're able to print these. Do you want us to go ahead? And here's how much it's going to cost. So that is pretty much all there is to it. If you're interested in doing some rapid prototyping, you might want to check out PCBWay.com, and I'll have a link to them down in the description below this video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you again
very soon.